So, of course, you guys know with the draft being over and done with, you already know that I did a video on who the Atlanta Hawks or who they should pick during the draft, the guys that they could pick and what they could do during the draft. Well, now I'm going to give you a raw reaction because, why not react? It was a pretty exciting draft in my opinion. I think the Atlanta Hawks quite possibly got two very, very good steals. In terms of the team fit, I think we could have done a little bit better, but I'm going to get into it right now. But of course, before I get right into it, let's make sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. It would be much appreciated. However, right now, let's get right into this video. Now, of course, first guy I'm going to talk about is the Atlanta Hawks first round pick, AJ Griffin. Now, during college, he averaged 10.4 points, 3.9 rebounds, 1 assist on 49% shooting. Now, of course, AJ Griffin's strengths are absolutely great. He is an amazing wing. He has great size at the wing. He played in a Duke system with at least 3 other first round picks, so it kind of limited his offense a little bit. Take that into consideration. He's only 18 years old, which means he has a ton of time to develop. He is a great overall shooter and supports Atlanta's strategy when it comes to spacing the floor. He's an elite catch and shoot three-point shooter. He also has enough athleticism to make his offense off the dribble and make people play off the dribble. Of course, at worst, you're looking at a great role player in Atlanta. I don't think this guy has a very low floor. His ceiling is a little questionable, but his floor, I think at worst, you're getting a very quality role player. Now, of course, while the strengths are great, the weaknesses, they do worry me a little bit. Of course, AJ Griffin, despite his great size, his defense can be a little bit spotty at times. He's faced multiple injury issues, most notably during his high school days. He lacks a quick burst and a quick first step. Doesn't really have that super athleticism or that super first step that you look for in a guard, so that's a little concerning. He does not attack nor get to the basket too often, nor does he do it too well. And of course, his foot speed and footwork, little bit questionable. I think his lack of athleticism along with his lack of foot speed and footwork could limit his game quite a little bit. Now, of course, going to my next part, I call this the fit for Atlanta. Basically, I judge the fit, how much the player fits our system on a grade scale of 1 to 5. 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. Of course, for AJ Griffin, I gave this pick a 4 out of 5. Offensively, I think this is a great fit for the Atlanta Hawks. Somebody who can shoot the 3 at a high rate and also has good potential to get better. I do not think he will start, but I do think, at least in terms of this year, he can be very productive off the bench. The only reason this is a 4 and not a 5 is because the defense is a little spotty. I feel like the Atlanta Hawks could have definitely used some defense right here at the wing position next to Trae Young. I've been talking about that for the longest. Did not quite get that here, but still a very solid fit nonetheless. Now, of course, going to my small thoughts on the draft, I do think the Atlanta Hawks got absolutely great value for their picks. I was expecting a little bit of a trade, but nothing checked out. There is a rumor out there that John Collins is not expected to be on the team anymore. So all my JC fans out there, I love JC, don't get me wrong, but I think he's needed to be traded for a long time. So I'm not really surprised by that. Looking at some other teams, my Pistons did really good. They, Ivy, that dude's a beast. I really liked Jaden Ivey coming out of the draft. I talked about him last video. I'm going to link that up here. You will see that up in this corner sometime in this video. So that's gonna be pretty nice. I think Detroit is really building a nice team here. Also, Paolo Banchero went number 1. Personally, I thought that Jabari Smith Jr. was gonna go number 1, but Banchero's a solid player. Great draft overall. I think a lot of teams got a lot of steals. If I were judging the best draft, I'd give it to the Pistons. The Pistons absolutely tore it up last night, but it could go to a plethora of teams. Overall, I think the Atlanta Hawks were winners. You got AJ Griffin, a guy who could have easily ended up being a lottery pick, and you also got Ryan Rollins, a guy who could have gone in the first round, but slid down to the second. Great value for him in the second round. But of course, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. There is now a link into my description going on to my Linktree because there are a lot of links, guys, all right? There's a lot going on. New YouTube channels are coming up. There's going to be one on music, maybe one on Atlanta, maybe one on sports. So let me know the kind of sub-channels you want. I'm trying to broaden out the content on certain channels so I can keep one audience and one demographic and not confuse you guys over on this channel. However, that's enough talking about that. I'm going to talk about that more next video. Make sure, I wish you nothing but the best. Stay loved and stay blessed. And without further ado, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching.